This is Margaret in Windsor. I was kidnapped in 41 from Buckingham Palace at the age of 2 years old. I was born in 39. Brought to Moulton, Alabama, and dropped off in a pigsty, a hellhole. That's how I grew up. Given a different name of a twin. I was given the name of a twin. Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married a Childers. Peggy and Carl, the twins, in fact, were dead. And if you ever saw the birth certificates of Peggy and Carl, you'd see the discrepancies, blatant discrepancies, because nobody's going to touch it. I'm 75 years old. They were born out of wedlock. Lina Dempsey was their mother, and she killed them. And the family covered it up. And then I was brought there, jumped off, I think, at Cortland Air Base. I don't know how I got there. And given the name of Peggy. And that's the name I still have to use. I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, heir to the British Crown. I'm Victoria II, the legal heir, and I'm going to show you this before I get into what I was doing and telling. This is my dad, King Edward VIII. This is the double that married Wallis Simpson. My father never married her. That was a total lie, fabrication, all of it, to take him down, and they did, and then kidnapped me when I was born in 39. Now, my own uncle, this is Simpson with the double. She's an American spy. Now, this is Elizabeth, who's illegal, and she's done nothing to tell the truth. In fact, she's living off of my money and my hell, and my sons, Mark and Scott, who are legal heirs. Looks pretty, dressed pretty good, right? This is her father, George VI, the illegal George VI, when they were planning my kidnapping in 39 with Roosevelt and his family. Don't they all look nice, sweet? Smile on her mother's face when she's not the queen, Mom. Claudia Ruth O'Keefe was married to my father, always, and I was born to them, the legal heir. So you don't even know, most people don't even know who she is. She's a sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe. She was American Irish Catholic, and it's not just that part of the Windsors didn't like it. It was because the New World Order orchestrated it. That's Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, Kennedy, who was ambassador to Great Britain and helped in my kidnapping, appointed by Roosevelt. So that's an illegal lineage, and I can't go into that because I've ended up using the tape, and I've put on prior tapes and Facebook tapes. Now then, real quick, I want to tell you I wrote a book in 78, 79, had a letter from the FBI June the 23rd, 79, ongoing investigation, national security involved. All right, April Fool Day following of 80, I was full of antifreeze and should have died. Ended up working across the state line. Huntsville, taken illegally, passed a background check working for Fred Simpson, the Madison County District Attorney, using the name Simpson. Because all this becomes pattern, or was. I wrote a book about mind control and how you can modify behavior, program someone to go out and kill with anything, a mass or one or two. So look at how much time has elapsed and how much, well, I don't know. You think about it. You can Google YouTube now. You couldn't back then find out about mind control when I was telling it. The murders I told were done in patterns. Now, I want to get back to, I'm just going to show you real quick, the Timothy McVeigh, he's dead. He told everybody they put a chip up him by the military in his buttocks. All right, I want to show you just a few more, and there's a lot done before these that I was telling about prior to 77. These are the Virginia Tech. I live in Roanoke, and this is Virginia Tech Holmes, and he's being, well, Virginia Tech, let me go back to that. The Virginia Tech mass shootings where the Korean student shot himself, ended up shooting himself, and so many of them do, and it looks like suicide when they're acting under mind control and told to kill themselves, given orders. He's being treated for mental illness, as many of these are. It's called insanity when it's mind control. One has nothing to do with the other, and to misdiagnose them and to give them psychotic drugs and incarcerate them and then kill them, you ask yourself, okay, here is the Boston bombing, subject still alive, from Russia. Okay, that was mind control. You don't hear any about it. This is Fort Hood. He's a psychiatrist. He finished school at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, where the other mass shootings took place. And by the way, there's been a whole bunch of them done there and at the University of Virginia too, and you don't hear about it. Or they don't mention mind control and programming. He was a psychiatrist, and he was actually born here in Roanoke, Vinton. Now, I want to skip to what they've done to me the last years in torturing me and killing me, actually. I can hardly walk. My liver, kidneys, veins, from the drugs and making me inhale them. It appears that I can go out anywhere and, well, I can't walk anymore, but I lived on the Appalachian Trail just to have a place to be. My jobs were gotten to. You have to have money to live. Places to live were shut down. Now then, I lived a hell of a life, freezing, starving in front of everybody over the years. I want to show you particularly how they've done me. By the way, I mention this because Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and he flew me up there during a campaign. This was done, the endorsement in Hustler of April of '84, in which he says here that I knew who was responsible for his shooting, and they made a pauper out of me. They also made a beggar out of the Queen of England, Victoria II, me. They gave it to her, one who works for them. Military bases all over British soil, and she's off taking vacations and dinners while I've starved, and my kids, I don't know where they are, Mark and Scott, who are heirs after me. Now then, I have a disorder, and I want to just read you briefly, and it's been used against me. Autoimmune disorder. When I get around chemicals, well, let me read it briefly. I may have to do another tape, and I don't know. It's up to you if you want to follow it. Imagine your immune system as a police force that starts arresting the good guys instead of the bad guys. And by the way, that's odd because that's what's been done with these mind control murders. Mind control is invisible. If it wasn't done in patterns, how would you know the ones I talk about? That's similar to what happens when you have an autoimmune disease. Your body makes T cells. Well, I could go on and on. It attacks every part of your body. It can, and it can kill you, and it's a hell of a life when you've got multiple things that you're industrial and chemicals, household chemicals. I get deathly ill. It knocks me out. The quality of life is hell. I could go on and on, but they've used it at Bedford, Joseph's Way. One of the women that lived there, I don't really know who she was. This was a Section 8 owned by a black Reverend Moore out of Washington, North Carolina. She said to me, I knew my legs had started hurting, the veins, and my legs never hurt, even through the chemicals and all, chemicals, well, yeah, but the walking up the Appalachian Trail on the side of the road in the hot sun. But she said to me, and she took me outside because I think she's afraid that the place was bugged, and it probably was, I'm sure. But you don't say that or you're paranoid, right? Even though it is. But I've never had my veins hurting and all that, so I knew it was part of what they were doing to me, putting through the vent system. Then if you try to tell the managers in on it, and in fact there, I think the whole bunch of them was,